Hello, hello, hello! Hi everybody, it's Holly and welcome back to my channel, Smile by Holly. So today I'm showing you a step-by-step tutorial on how to put together the Hidden Binding mini album mug. And this is what it looks like. Look at that cute mug. Oh my goodness. Now what I'm using is I'm using a paper collection from Lori Whitlock. It's called I Love Winter. And look at all those darling designs. When you purchase the collections, they do come with like 3x4 cut aparts, 4x6 cut aparts, lots of stickers and embellishments and sayings, which make making a mini album just so dang simple. I love how everything coordinates. Now today, this is coming out and Lori Whitlock is doing her January blog hop. And oh my goodness, you need to go in and check out all of the other creative design team members. I'll leave links down below and you can see all of the darling projects that they will be showcasing today in the blog hop. Let's go ahead and take a look at this darling little mini album. So it's in the shape of a mug, and what I've done, of course I've added my bow, but I've used some of the stickers. This one is actually one of the 3x4 cut aparts that I did an internal offset and cut it so it would be the shape of the inside of the mug. And then I've added the sticker, Baby, It's Cold Outside. And isn't that fun? There's the side panel to the mini album, and then there's the back of the mini album. Let's go through page by page. Here is one of another cut apart with that cute little penguin. Winter is here. And then I've used some of the pattern paper. Look, this is one of my favorites. I love the paper with the hot cocoa. Isn't that just darling? So here's one with a cute snowman. This one says winter fun for everyone. And you could also leave these pages blank if you wanted to go in and add some photos. I just think it looks so cute with the embellishments that coordinated with the paper pack. So this one says, hello winter. You've got that paper of the snowmans. Look at this little bear holding a banner. It says snow. And then you've got this cute little boy. He's got his hat and his scarf and his mittens and his boots. And then I added feeling frosty. Now, what do you guys think? Isn't that super fun? So let's go ahead and make this mini album. And we'll just go step by step so you can see how that hidden binding comes together. Now, the pieces that you'll need is that you will need 8 of the inside pieces for the actual pages. So 8 of these. I did do the front and back cover out of brown cardstock, so when you layered on your layering pieces, you could see the brown on the inside, which looks like the hot cocoa. And then you will need 8 pieces for the inside. So let me just show you. Here is our base pages, and then these, it's an internal offset, so it just layers on just nicely to give it that extra little finished look for the pages. So 8 of those. And then this is going to be our hidden binding. So I took a pencil and I went ahead and I traced on the score lines in hopes that I could show you how to fold this a little bit easier. And then this piece is going to be the layering piece that goes on the outside of our binding. So let's go ahead and start. I have decorated my pages and you can see how cute they all turned out. Isn't that just fun? And these are front and back. So let's get started. Let's take the hidden binding and I'll show you how to fold this. So you can see there's 2 different sizes. You've got this size, I think it comes in at about a 1/2 inch. Yeah, this size, which is about a 1/2 inch. So you've got 1/2 inch, and this is about a 1/4 inch. So you've got 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch, 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch, 1/4 inch, and that goes all the way through. So how we're going to fold it is let's take our first one and fold it back. Our next one is going to be folded forward. So that is kind of the binding that you're going to add your pages onto. So let's do this one again. So we're going to fold back and forward. And then as we squeeze those together, those are what our pages are going to attach to. Okay, as I keep going, you can probably see how it works. So back and then forth, and then those 2 will squeeze together. And then you've got that 1/4 of an inch that's in the inside. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the 2 1/2-inch pieces and we're going to glue them together. Okay, so a little bit of glue. Once again, the 2 1/2-inch pieces will be glued back to back. And as we start doing this, you'll see how this makes the binding. Okay, now I'm going to take these two, it's the 2 1/2-inch pieces, and push them together. It's coming along nicely. Let's do these 2 1/2-inch pieces and glue those together. My fingers are kind of in the way, but if you just think about gluing the 2 1/2-inch pieces together, when I get done, you'll see how it all works out. So how are you guys? Are you having a fun day? You know, just in the last week, it got pretty cold here in Salt Lake. Not a lot of snow still, but yeah, it's definitely chilly. I have a Newfoundland, and he absolutely loves the snow. His coat is so big and fluffy and full, and it can be like last night it was 24 degrees outside, and he was just out there laying on his back with his legs up in the air, enjoying it thoroughly. I was worried for him. I'm the worried dog mom, but he was just fine. He was out there just enjoying the cold weather. Okay, so let me show you now. That's how it looks when everything is glued together. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 little pieces that we are going to use as our hinges for our pages. Okay, do you see that maybe from a top view? There you go. So now we're going to take our base pieces, and this is the flat line of the mug. So we're going to just glue that onto here. Now we're going to take a second page, and this is going to cover up that binding, so it's a nice clean finish. So let's go ahead and let's put glue onto this first tab here, and we'll layer that so it's exactly even. You might want to flip it over to make sure that everything is lining up right here, and that looks good. Now we'll take our second piece, and we're going to add glue onto the 1/2-inch tab, and once again, this is going to cover up this tab when we add this piece on. So I'm going to cover up the tab. I want to make sure that my pages are lining up, and that looks really nice. And there you go. I hope this is making sense. Okay, now we're going to take our third piece. So our third piece, we're going to add glue onto this 1/2-inch piece and layer that on. Okay, and once again, as I layer it on, I want to make sure that everything is lining up. So I'm going to layer it on. I'm using wet glue, which I think helps to make sure this all gets even. So I'm kind of like moving it right now and folding it up. Yeah, that looks really good. Okay, now we will take our fourth piece. Once again, we're covering up this binding, so we're going to add glue onto that 1/2-inch tab and then glue that down over the top. And then I'm going to use brown for the back to kind of finish it off. And then we'll go back and we'll glue our actual pages together. Okay, so we've got them hooked to the binding, but now you can see they're open. So just go ahead, and I guess you could do this at the same time you were attaching the pages, but just go ahead and then glue those two pages together. Okay, so we'll take this. They're glued at the bottom, But now you just want to glue them on the inside. Now, if you go into Lori's shop, she has several hidden binding mini albums, like in different shapes. So go in and check those out. So many fun designs. Okay, so now everything is glued together, and there is the base of our mug mini album. Now you can see this is just flat right here, and so this is where we will put this piece to cover up our hinge. I'm gonna add glue there. This is a pretty sturdy album too, because once again you've got those pages back to back, so it adds some strength to the mini album, which I really like. And then so here we're gonna add this onto the front. You don't need this. Like on my first one, I didn't have the cocoa showing through, but I thought for this one we'll have a little bit of the cocoa showing through. So we'll add this extra piece. And then this is where you would go in and add your insert pieces and decorate your pages. Okay, and so there is the base of our mini album. Super sweet. And then now you can go in and you would take your pages and you can decorate them and then add them onto your mini album. Okay, you can see how they just slip right down in there. So darling. So anyway, thank you so much for joining me today. You know, if you have any questions, feel free to message me. I'm happy to help. Now, with this blog hop, today through the 17th, Lori Whitlock's files will be on sale at 30% off. You'll just need to use coupon code January 2026. Anyway, thanks again. Make sure you go in and check out the other creative design team members' blogs. So much fun today. Have fun crafting, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Goodbye, everybody.